Hey Jess, can you hear me? 'Cause I can't hear you.
How about now?
This is weird. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, peeps. Welcome to Talking Paranormal with the old man and his daughter. And guess what? She's back. Hey Jess.
Hey, Dad.
Gee, this is weird. As you know, I got a new computer set up, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I'm hearing you both through the speakers and my headset.
Yeah, that's a setting that you'll have to change.
Now, are you okay as far as hearing me wise? Are you okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why, because on my other one it did not do this. And so did you hear the spooky Halloween entrance?
I did. What a crazy intro to come into.
Thank you, thank you. I'm working on it. I do apologize to hey Ava, I
Hey,
do
Ava.
apologize to people here. I do not have my I'm new what to do clip on this one.
Uh,
Yeah, I know. People are going to be heartbroken. So yeah, it's just a little bit weird. I'm hearing. I mean, I don't even have to have. Oh, actually, I do. Okay, that's weird. That is totally weird. Oh, you know what? No, it is coming through the speakers, but it's also coming through my headset. So technically, I don't need to. Yeah, yeah, I do. I do have to have the headset on because I. That's weird. That's something that had to be figured out. But see, the thing was, it wasn't here last week.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just. Wait. How about that? Nope. I have all these buttons to play with here, and no, that didn't work at all. All right. So, so I guess Jess, let's start out by talking about the festivals of oddity yesterday.
Yes, my scalp is burned to a crisp.
Well, the odd thing to me, let me turn if I turn the volume down. Hey, wait a minute. Hello? Hey, there we go. I just turned down the speaker volume.
Oh, cool.
That works. Can you hear me, Jess?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Crap. I have to have the speakers on, the external speakers to hear you. I'll have to figure that out. Um, was it just me, or this year it seemed to be toned down a little bit?
Um, Maybe a little bit.
Well, because like in the past they had, unless we were there too early, they had remember they had like the chick that had the flaming pegs, whatever, and she would like twirl it, toss them around and stuff.
Yeah, Danny
I
mentioned
didn't.
that.
Yeah, I didn't see that this year.
Yeah, we were walking toward like the middle and she's like, "Didn't they have like a stage here at one point where like
Mhm.
there were clowns dancing to corn or something?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they had that lady like juggling with like the flame sticks.
Yeah, so they didn't have that this year. But I mean, to me that took away like from the oddity part
Yeah.
because that's what you go for is you see all these freaks, that are there, and there was still a lot of freaks walking around yesterday. but I didn't see, yeah, I didn't see anything like way out there kind of thing.
Yeah, not so much. I did see that one guy who takes stuffed animals and like cuts them in half and then fuses another part to like they're weird fusions of animals. He was
I didn't see
there.
that.
He was
Okay.
there, next to, one of the vendors that had, like, a Mothman plushie that I was looking at.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was there, so, I mean, I mean, that's kind of, like, the freakiest it got, but no, I still had a lot of fun there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
was fun.
it was still a lot of fun, still very cute seeing the protesters.
Oh, yeah. Love Jesus.
I would understand if it was like I told you yesterday, if it was a Satanist convention or like
Yes.
a festival of like Satanists or something, I would understand. But it's just like paranormal stuff and like cryptid
Yeah. Yeah.
and all that. I don't understand, but okay, like you have your freedom of speech, you have your freedom of doing whatever you want. So
Yep. Yep. Well, and this whole thing too, just like if you're offended by, serial killers' pictures on cookies,
yeah,
then maybe that place isn't for you.
yeah. You actually, I think you were heading back to your car when we bought ours. They
Yes.
had I have one that says, like, Bundy's or Ted's taxi service,
Oh, Jesus.
and it has his yellow beetle.
Oh,
I got one from the Rocky Horror Picture Show for Dustin, the ICU Shiver with Anticipation. I
okay.
got a UFO and a Ouija board, and I think
Was
Sam got an alien cookie. I think his were all alien themed.
oh,
It
was
was
he?
fun.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that you guys had gotten them because basically, there's a side story here. As I was going to film, I got a 8K a video camera for the investigation in Bath back in May, and my intentions were to film, some of the area and then post it to the podcast, Facebook page, our group's Facebook page. Well, I couldn't. I mean, I have a habit of misplacing stuff, and I don't know where I put the charger for the camera. So the camera had like 2 bars of actual battery, and it lasted like 10 minutes at the freaking festival, and it was already flashing red. So I took the camera back to the car, and then I came back, and that's when you guys must have got the cookies because Sam had mentioned. He goes, "Oh, those cookies were good."
Yeah, well, that was the only reason why he was there,
Oh, of course, yeah,
was for
of
those
course.
cookies.
Cookies
And
and snow cones.
yeah, and or mozzarella sticks, but I heard that the
Yes,
line was too long for the the
yes, it was
vendor. Um, but yeah, so he was like, he bought the cookies, came back over and was like, "Okay, I'm done. I can go."
pretty much.
I'm like, "All right, Sam."
And
But
then 2 hours later, we're still there.
yeah, yeah, it was perfect weather. It wasn't like
Yes,
last year and years prior, it's been like in mid 80s, like low 90s.
yes,
And it has you're outdoors, there's not really a whole lot of shade, except if you're in a tent, and there are a lot of people there.
yes.
So it can get hot really quick. And so having it only be 70 this year was wonderful. It did not help my scalp, however. I had to put aloe vera on it last night. Sam and Danielle came over and they were like, "Oh my god, what happened to your scalp?" I'm like, I told you it burns. I
Yep, yep,
told you
yep.
guys this. It burns really quick." But Dustin also got burned, and so did Danielle.
On the head.
No, like their arms.
Oh,
Dustin
really?
got burned on his face.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Still
and
had
then
fun
then
though.
that's it's the only problem I have, Jess, is too many freaking people. And yes, it's outdoors. It's for people that listen to this later. It's in Charlotte. If you're down south, they call it Charlotte, but up here we call it Charlotte. And it's at they have like a town square with the old courthouse. and it's on those grounds. And the problem is that I mean, there's a lot of room to walk around. Well, there's not really a lot of room to walk around either, but you try to get into these small tents, and it's almost impossible to look at anything
Yeah,
because
especially the
you
more
get
popular ones.
yeah, because you get people in there and they I mean, and this is not a bad thing, but they look at everything and it's like, dude, something caught my eye. I want to go in and just check it out, but you can't even get in there, especially the smaller tents.
Yeah, like when I go, I have a like an agenda basically, like a list in my head of like, okay, when we go there, I'm looking for anything Mothman, the
Yep.
cookies obviously, and like the bracelets, necklaces, earrings of like spooky stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my main thing of when I go. But yeah, I mean, people like to look at every single one. I do like that it's gotten so popular that they've had to expand to like
Yes.
down a certain street and then down toward the antique stores. It wasn't like that 2 years ago, and I think that's amazing. Um, but yeah, it was so much fun. It really feels like you're with like your people. Like everyone's a little freaky, and I
Yes.
love that.
But it's not a bad thing.
No, not at all. Everyone's
No.
like, especially I think with the weather, everyone's kind of in the spooky mood
Yep.
with like Halloween, the burr seasons or the burr months coming up,
Yes.
the September, October, November, December. So people are already getting like stoked, and it's like Halloween just kind of threw up on some of these tents. So it's very fun. It's very fun if you have the chance to go. If you live in Michigan, definitely go.
Yep.
Um, just to ignore the protesters on the corners,
Yeah.
but
They were harmless. They just had
they
love Jesus. That kind of thing.
I the first time I noticed them was last year. I don't think they were there 2 years ago, but I feel like it's kind of like, the freaks are coming into their city, so
Oh yeah.
they're
And
maybe a little like, "Ugh," about that, but
or could be they're just pissed off by the increase in traffic too.
that too. I know, that's probably a very big inconvenience because there's a lot of people. Like, when we parked, there was maybe a handful of cars, and when we left, like there were cars going around trying to find a parking spot
Oh yeah.
because the
Yeah.
whole parking lot was completely full.
When I got there, I parked in my usual spot, far away from everybody, and the parking lot behind the buildings there, the businesses, I don't think there was like 2 cars in there, and when I left, that whole back parking lot was all full.
Yeah, that back parking lot's where we park.
Okay, yep.
Yeah,
But see, but
so it
we
was crowded.
but we got there early.
Yeah, which I think is the move, especially
Oh,
like
yeah.
getting food. It is definitely
Yes.
the move to get there early.
Yep. And then because after you and Dustin had left, and I walked with, Lindsay, Danielle, and Sam, and we went over to the food trucks, and Sam was he was gonna get the mozzarella sticks, but of course, too many freaking people. And
Yeah.
then so he goes, I'll just get the snow cone. But then you got like people standing around, like, are you in line? Are you not in line? And then
Mhm.
this one guy came up and he's like, "Is this a line?" And the line that or the two people that Sam got in line behind were just waiting for their fucking order. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, if you order get out of the way. Don't stand
Like
right in front of the truck.
it's kind of like food truck etiquette of like if
Yes.
you get your food, if you buy it, go to the side.
Yeah, just get
Just
out of the
move a
way.
little bit. Yeah.
Please, for the love of God. Yeah, I'm not gonna play with this right now, Jess, because I think I see where oh shit, I don't want to do that. Hold on, hold on. I think you're still there. Hold on. Okay, let me go over here because there's a place here under music, and
Mhm.
I do see the C30, which is my wireless speakers. I do see them as being um, highlighted for music.
Okay.
So I wonder just now, I'll wait until after the podcast here. I don't want to cut people off. Yeah, before I had Windows 10, now I'm on 11, and this is no, I did it last week. But these are different speakers. So yeah, we'll see. Um, so I guess we should touch basics. Ladybug, how you doing? I see that she's listening.
Oh, welcome, Ladybug.
I wonder if that's your mom.
Ladybug?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure because your mom's over in the living room. She was going to listen in. So be on your best behavior. No cuss words. Um,
She's heard me say everything under the sun.
oh yeah, dude. Yeah. um, I if we're through with the Festival of Oddities, I would like to touch bases just on a little bit. That game that we're talking about playing, Phantasmphobia.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah, well, I see. I was close. See, I was close. Um, I honestly, Jess, until you brought it up a couple weeks ago, I had no idea that was even a thing. So, I will step back here for a second, and I'll let you, if you don't mind, talk about that for a second or two.
Yeah, so we're planning in October, we're kind of brainstorming some ideas of live streaming, of doing maybe like React videos. And my friend Christian actually, he listens to the podcast. So if you're listening, hi, Christian. He
Hey,
came up with
Christian.
the idea of playing Phasmophobia. And it's basically a game, from what I understand, it's a game that you are a paranormal investigator and you're going into these haunted places, and it's connected, like your headset and like your microphone are connected, and you can talk to and like communicate with the ghosts there. You can communicate, you can like I can't think of the word, like mock. And there's equipment, like there's things for like an EVP, there's cameras, there's an Ouija board too. And you're supposed to investigate this location and not get killed by the ghost. And
Yeah.
it's very scary. I saw like a video of someone getting killed, a pretty famous YouTuber, his name is Markiplier. And like his, you just see like these like pale hands like come over your eyes, and then you're dead and you're now a ghost. So there's that. There's different types of ghosts, different locations and such. And yeah, it looks very scary. But we're planning on playing that sometime in October. Probably on YouTube. We'll be doing a live stream of that. And yeah, should be fun.
But see, the whole thing though is this: is I am very intensely interested in doing the reaction videos. Of course, it would be paranormal reaction videos. But
Yes.
it's like what I have mentioned before is I know that I'm going to piss off a lot of people because I'll piss off your mom because we'll be watching Capper Site or Goose Pimples whatever, and I'm like fake, fake, and I'm like, and honestly, ooh, we got a big loud vehicle going past the house. If unless I'm there, I'm skeptical of everything, especially now
Yeah.
because people can edit shit, dude. They can, edit, CGI, AI, and you have to have a natural skepticism. There we go. When you're dealing with things like this, because they are so easily faked, and they're so easily faked because of views. They're the DK like Capper site. Okay, he does reaction videos, not only paranormal spooky stuff, but also UFOs, aliens. That's his job. he
Right.
has he has enough listeners. He has enough, I guess sponsors or whatever. I don't know how that whole thing works. But he that is his job. And there's this other one that I watched that he's not, ghost or paranormal or anything like that. He's a Brit, and he reacts to like things about the US of A. And that's what he does for a job. He does not work. And he makes must make some money because last year he went to his friend's wedding in Vegas, and then he took his family to a Disneyland. No, I'm sorry, Disney World in Florida, and we know how expensive that is.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I'm not saying that I want to get to the same level, I guess, but if I can quit my job and do this full time, hell yeah,
Yeah, that's how YouTubers make their money.
yeah,
There are
dude,
like millionaires.
dude, seriously. Now, I don't plan to be, and I hate this freaking word. I'm not going to be a paranormal influencer.
I did not know that was even a thing.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be sometime, Jess, because you have beauty influencers, you have social media influencers, you have travel influencers. So I'm sure paranormal. And if it's not, you guys heard it here first. I'm going to trademark this paranormal influencer. Okay. So if you hear if from this day forward, if you hear this, they're copying us. Damn it.
Actually, no, it exists.
No?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, who coined it? Was it freaking Zach?
I think it's a website. Top 25 paranormal influencers in 2025.
Oh God. Well, I'm sure if you look, probably Zach's on it, and Matt probably now, and Elton's probably on. Oh, speaking of
The
which, is
one
there any?
there is well, kind of. But actually, the number one paranormal influencer with 694.4K followers is Aaron Goodwin.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
followed closely by Nick Groff with 339K. So,
See, and that kind of shocks me because I'm surprised that their boss is not up there first.
yeah, that's actually kind of
Wow.
surprising.
Well, I heard that he's Adam, right? Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Adam Goodwin, or was it Adam?
Aaron. Aaron.
Aaron, that he quit Ghost Adventures.
Oh, he quit?
I read that someplace. Yeah, I don't know if it
Hmm.
was clickbait stuff, and then at the end, just kidding, he did not quit. Yeah, I read someplace that he quit the show. He
Hmm.
probably got tired of Zach's shit
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
personally.
Um, Speaking of Zach, well, I guess it's not
Huh.
weird segue to the, the Elton Castell. I was gonna say because in my head I'm like, okay, well, Zach posted that he wasn't going to buy the house, the Warren house.
Right.
Then Matt Rife, uh, he retweeted it, and now that's where we're at. So in my head it worked, but it didn't come out that way. um,
Well,
yeah.
I was going to say, since we're on the subject, is there any new news on the Warren House fiasco?
No, they have a link to book your overnight stay, but when you click
Mhm.
it, it just takes you to hauntedwarrenhouse.com/password. Early access to book your overnight stay is granted for those with a secret password. So,
Ooh.
nothing yet, but they do have a new, like, sweepstakes, I guess,
Okay.
where it's a spooky season mystery box. The website says calling all paranormal enthusiasts. brand new spooky season mystery box available August 24th until sold out. There are 3 t-shirts, $78 value, sizes small to 4X, and just like the box that had the proceeds going to Dan Rivera's family, this one you get entered into an overnight stay
Huh.
at the Warren House with Elton Castay. And where did it say? The winners will stay overnight at the Warren House with Alden Castay, paranormal investigation of the house, and occult museum with all devices provided. The stay will happen in the October 23rd to the 29th window.
Halloween, of course.
Yes, each winner can bring one guest, all expenses paid. And yeah, there's 3 t-shirts. You don't see the t-shirts. Sizes small to 4X, and they range from 45.95 to 52.95. And that is the only update.
So basically, about cash money.
Yeah, I mean, it gets you into the like into a drawing for it, but um for me at least, I don't know. um I don't know. I still have a lot of questions about like if their devices are provided, like can we not bring our own? Do they own the like the evidence you get? Do they own all that? I don't know. I guess once I have that answered, I feel a little more comfortable with it. But as of right now, I'm just like,
Well, it's because they're basically leaving you out.
yeah,
I mean, not physically leaving you out, but they are basically leaving you out by because originally it was supposed to be the 13th.
yes,
Okay, give me 1 second, Jess. I'm still playing with this.
okay,
Give me 1 second here because I'm thinking I see where this has to go. Okay, maybe. Can you hear me?
yes.
Hey, maybe. Can you say that one more time, Jess?
Say
Ah, crap. Okay, no, I thought I had it. Um, I'm going to spend way too much time on this, so I'm not going to do this. Okay, so let me get back. Okay, because originally it was supposed to be on the on August 13th originally, and
yes,
then that got pushed back until actually today.
yes.
So maybe later on today we'll get new information. I'm not sure. Um, Yeah, it's just it's I mean I can see it too, and again I want to go. Okay, so it's not like I'm like, oh, this is bunch of BS. I'm not. I want to go. I think it'd be really freaking cool to go. But honestly, until because this is turning into a circus, and until the hype comes down, I'm staying away. Just because I can see dude, it's on the wall. You can see Ghost Adventures, you can see Ghost Hunters, you can see all these the ones I don't like on YouTube, Twin Paranormals, they're a freaking joke. All these, not influencers, if you will, but the ones that have all the freaking, power behind them to go to places, free of charge. Until
Right.
they get through doing this, it's gonna be impossible, I think.
Yeah, you're probably looking at like a year out, maybe 2,
Oh yeah,
with
easily.
actually getting
Um,
in there.
yeah. Which is okay. I mean, I want to go. I think it'd be. Excuse me. I think we had talked about this a couple weeks ago. A paranormal road trip. You
Yeah,
start out
I think it was
by
2 weeks
going
ago.
to, yeah, going to Point Pleasant, and then,
The
as you
prison
know,
first.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Thank you, Jess. The prison in
Mhm.
Mansfield. Then you go to Point Pleasant for a couple days, try to find the Mothman, but not in September because they have the freaking festival and it's a freaking freak show worse than what it was yesterday. And then you go 2 short hours away to the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, investigate that bad boy. And since you're in the area, you might as well stop in Gettysburg because you're close to that too. Then
Yeah, for
from
sure.
Gettysburg, you go to Connecticut to the house. That might be like a contest here in the future. And I'm only half serious. Half serious, half kidding. That would be, I think, freaking cool. But anyways,
I think
all
when we get sponsored by NordVPN, we can do that.
right. When you don't want to be seen, we use NordVPN, and they have a special. And if you put in the code Old Man Paranormal and his daughter, you'll save 10% off the price. Now back to the videos.
Now back to
I'm
the show.
I'm pretty good at doing that, dude.
Yeah, we're
I have
warming
not
up.
rehearsed. I have not rehearsed 1 second. All right. Well, I guess that's it for the show today. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Jesse, I guess, and this could be a train wreck, or this could be really interesting. She has, I guess, some questions, Jess.
Yeah, I came up with 10 questions. This idea came up to me when I was half asleep. I like I was like, "Wait, what if we do a Q and A?" Like if anyone while we're live streaming, if anyone in chat has any questions, obviously they can post them in the live I think it's called just like chat, live chat. They can post it there and we can read those out. But this also kind of opens up to people who listen on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Music, etc., etc. If they have questions, they can post them in the comments too, and we'll get to those as well. Um, but yeah, like I said, have sleep. It was I checked my clock. It was 12:36 last
Uh-oh.
Friday, and I was like, I need to write this down because I don't trust myself to remember it.
Yep.
So I wrote down like 5 questions, and then that day too, I came up with another five. So yeah, I have 10 questions for you.
And you all will be happy to know I fixed the speaker issue.
Oh, that's good.
And if wait, hold on for a second, hold on. And now you guys, I have figured out the speaker system. Canned laughter, man. You gotta love it. Yeah, what it is, Jess, I know everyone's on their seats, on the edge of their seats, waiting for an explanation. What it was my mixing board is also Bluetooth.
Oh.
So I saw this light flashing on my board here, and I'm like, "What the hell? It hasn't flashed before." So I'm sitting here playing with it, and I go to audio, and I go into um, find new devices, and this is called like G something soundboard something, and I'm like, "Hey, wait a minute!" So I clicked on that. Now I only have sound coming through my headphones, and that's it. Yay! Okay, now let's get back to some serious shit. Okay, Jess, hurry away, Willie.
All right, so here's the first one.
Yes.
Um, I'm sure there's one big question on everybody's mind, and I imagine you are the man to answer that. How is Elvis, and have you seen him lately?
Well, now are we talking young Elvis or old Elvis?
I'm hoping you got the reference, first of all.
Good. I have. I have.
Good. Let's do old.
That was from the OG.
Yes.
But yeah, and if people in here know what that is, the OG is, yes, you will get that joke. He is doing good, Jess. I think I saw him at when we were down in
Oh,
New
Grace.
Orleans.
Oh, New
New
Orleans.
Orleans. I think I saw him in the Vampire Cafe,
All right.
and he was eating a cheeseburger, and he had a blood bag, kind of like one I had. Um, he was kind of back, back in the corner, all by himself, and but I didn't want to go up there and say, "Hey, dude," and then like, oh man, it wasn't Elvis. So I wasn't, but I'm pretty sure it was. And yes, I did get the reference.
Cool. I was worried you wouldn't, and then I was gonna say you are a fake fan of the Ghostbusters.
No, I caught it.
All right, second one. Now we're getting more serious.
Uh-oh.
Do apps like Ghost Radar actually work?
That's a good question. No. No, just kidding.
I was gonna say I spent 99 cents on the premium version of it, so I hope to God it works.
Well, okay, I do have yes, I do okay. Yes, I do believe they work. I don't know how they work, per se. I do know that from what I've read, and again, okay, we just watched me and your mom last night, Jess, watched the shows Haunted. It's basically Haunted Night Shift, show. So people that
Yeah.
are on afternoons and third shifts, they relay their paranormal encounters. And before I answer any more questions, I'm going to plead the fifth. Just kidding.
Oh shit.
Um, self-incrimination, dude. No, I don't want to do that. I can get into enough trouble as it is. Um, and they had every one of those freakers on there were paranormal experts. The people that spoke. Like, oh, the reason why Jim saw the apparition was because whatever. Every one of them. One was a DJ, paranormal expert. There's three people down there. The other one was an author and a paranormal expert. And my favorite, and I don't like her, she is a creative content person and a paranormal expert.
Oh, a
Okay.
content
So
creator?
yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Stories by Sapphire. Oh, I hate her. God, I hate her. She talks mumbo jumbo crap. Um,
But if you like her, we respect your opinion.
yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. I'm not insulting anyone. This is my opinion, not Jesse's opinion, not Podbean's opinion. My opinion personally. I don't like her. She's a hack. Okay. Um, well, maybe not a hack, but so I got to a point last night, and I am going somewhere with this. I'm not just rambling. Whenever she would come on to give her little speech, I plugged my ears.
Oh my god.
Dude, she talks so much crap. But anyways, yeah. So I am not by any means an expert, okay? So people that are here listening currently, I'm not an expert. There is nobody. I don't care what anybody tells you. There is no such thing as a paranormal expert. An expert, by the definition, means you know everything there is to know about that subject or topic. And you show me one person that's in the paranormal field, paranormal investigator, that says that he or she knows everything, I call bullshit. Okay, we've been doing this for a long time, and every investigation, we still learn something new every time. So, yeah, if they tell you they're a paranormal expert, they're full of crap. So, that being said, from what I've read, it has something to do with the chemicals that make up the chips either in the phone or in the tablet. The chemicals, the Wi-Fi, somehow the spirits can manipulate that. And case in point, I do have a example. Was we were doing an investigation years ago in a house in Olivet, and we had ghost radar. No, no, I'm sorry, it was not ghost radar. Uh, we were using our Frank's box, and no, I'm sorry. It was our Ovilus 3 that we have, and we were downstairs, and it said zoo. And I'm like, "Does zoo mean anything to you guys?" I was, speaking to the homeowners, and they go, "Well, actually, yeah, when we first moved in, they had chickens and goats, here, and I told my husband, 'All we need is a sheep, and we have a zoo.'" Okay? So then I go then a voice, on our out of this 4 came up with, German, and I go, "Does German have any meaning to you guys?" And they go, "Well, our family, our ancestry is German." So there was 2 points there. And then one time we were in Grass Lake in the old funeral home doing an investigation, coolest place ever, by the way, and, well, one of our investigators, I will not n name her because I haven't gotten approval. She had a apple, and it was not the Ovilus, but there's a on the iPads, which is basically the same thing. It might have been an Ovilus app, and it kept on calling my name. They were downstairs in the actual basement, and
Oh, I
she
remember this. Yes.
yeah, she called up to me on our two-way radios and said, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Well, I'm upstairs in the old embalming, area." And she goes, "Well, my Ovilus just called your name twice." So she goes, "Can you come down here?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'll come down." So, yeah, I do believe that those apps work, and I will also say one thing too, is I would not recommend this, but you can actually get a Ouija board app for your phone or tablet. Yay. Okay,
Are you kidding?
excuse me?
Are you kidding?
No, no, there is look it up, just go into your Apple Store. You
Oh
can
my god,
actually
there is.
You can actually download, I shit you not, a Ouija board app for your phone or tablet.
Oh god.
Anything to make a buck.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
It's funny to me, I'm
Third
sorry.
question.
Yes,
Third question. What is something you wish you could change about this field?
the experts.
I kind of
No,
figured that would be the answer.
well, that is one of the answers, but I also think too is I think it's and in one of my earlier podcasts when it was just me, talking for the half an hour or whatever, um, it's gotten to okay because when we first started out, there was okay in the state of Michigan there was only 3 paranormal groups, us and 2 others. The 2 others are gone, long gone. So we are the only ones left. The field is like saturated with paranormal investigators, which is a good thing or a bad thing. But I think, in my opinion, it's gotten too commercialized and too much of an entertainment. Um, there was one because it's hard to take things seriously, Jess, when you watch these YouTube videos. Like we watched one this morning from a channel called Goose Pimples, and
Okay.
this and he was in okay, he the channel they don't have their own content. They scour air phrase scour the internet for the best the best paranormal ghost videos, and then they just they do like a top 10, like for example the top 10 scary videos that you will cry to your mama after watching, you know what I'm saying. And it's like they're like on like this one this morning the investigator was in India, and he was doing a investigation at an old abandoned apartment building, and he was there for like 5 minutes and shit was happening, chairs moving, curtains moving, hearing voices. Okay, we've been doing this for a long time, 29 years to be exact. We've never had that much activity that quickly in one place. And we've been to some really well-known haunted areas, Waverly Hills, Alcatraz, the Queen Mary, uh, uh, the Sarah Winchester House. We've been to the Villisca Axe Murder House. We've been to Trinway. We've been to Lizzie Borden's place, and the prison in Ohio, the Low Hotel, and yeah, activity happens, but it's not like that active. And
Right.
I was watching the video, and this guy hit it right on the freaking head. He called Zach Bagans and Ghost Adventures as paranormal entertainment. And what I would
Yeah.
change is I would change from the paranormal entertainment back to when it was serious investigations where you're actually helping people with activity in their houses, cleaning their houses, and not for entertainment or for likes or for views.
All right. This question actually comes from Ava.
Mhm.
In your 29 years of research, what case or experience has been the most convincing for you?
Um, Convincing as far as if paranormal exists, um, which I'm assuming that she's asking that question for. Probably most likely, I mean, we've done, a shitload of investigations. I mean, a shitload. Um, I think the one would be actually, believe it or not, in the prison in Ohio, because that's where I saw my first apparition.
That's right.
Yeah. And just a little bit of a backstory on that was basically you have free run of the place, after, well, it's a public investigation, but now you can do private investigations also. And we were on it's like one of our first probably 4 or 5 times there, and we were upstairs, and I was with two other people. I won't mention their names because I didn't get approval. And we had just come from the West Block, and we were now in the admin area of the prison. And I and we had, like, the Sony Handycam video camera. I had turned that off, put that away. Our digital camera had turned that off, put that away. And we're walking, and a freaking bat comes flying by, and I hate freaking bats. And I ducked, and when I came back up, in front of me, about 20, 25 feet away from me, in a hallway, I saw my actual first apparition. Now, granted, up to that point, we have gotten EVPs, we have gotten, maybe orbs on video, orbs on pictures, whatever. But this was my first time seeing an actual apparition in, you know, pardon the pun, in the flesh. And I can still, recall him. He had like light blonde, light brown colored hair. He had a light blue shirt, a dark blue pants. His hands were at his side, and he was walking parallel to me. But the thing is I only saw from his knees on up. I could not see anything from his knees on down. But he was gliding down the hallway. Gliding where his hands, weren't moving, his body wasn't swaying back and forth. He was gliding like straight up and down, stiff, down the hallway. Now, where he was at, he had to have been a trustee, because he was in a sensitive area of the prison where there wasn't a lot of guards watching them. So he must have been a trustee where he was given additional privileges, I guess you would say. And it took me a few seconds, and then when I saw him, I told, one of the people with me, I'm like, I think I just saw a ghost, because it didn't hit me at first,
Yeah.
and then where he was heading, he was going towards a section that only, basically the hallway where he was going. If he went straight, and then at the end of the hallway turned to the right, it opened up into a big ass room that had three smaller rooms on each side of it. So I mean, it was like 20 seconds after I go, oh, I think I saw a ghost, that we chased after him. And when we went into that room, one of the people that was with me stood at that door. So that was the only way in or out. And me and the other dude, we checked all three rooms on each side, and there was no one there at all. So that would be, to me. But then it got to me like, okay, I am, as people that listen regularly, I am a medium, and I'm like, okay, did I see him, or did I see him in my mind's eye? I'm not for sure.
Right.
But yeah, that was to me confirmed, because I lived in a haunted house growing up, but I was a small dude. I don't remember any of that. So other than EVPs and pictures, this was my first apparition that I saw with my either in my mind's eye or with my actual eyes. But but
Do you
but that was a good question, David. Thank you.
want to go into more of like what you mean by when you say mind's eye?
Yes. Well, if you're okay, the hardest thing about being a medium is there's no instructions manual.
Right.
There's no book on how to become a psychic. None, zero. You have to learn as you progress. Um, and I think I talked about this in a previous podcast. Our friend in Florida, who shall remain nameless, we were doing an investigation slash presentation at a mansion, and we were upstairs, and I'm like, oh, I feel cobwebs on me. And she goes, that's the spirits. The spirits are touching you. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then it's progressed now where I can see them, communicate with them, blah 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 blah. And you have psychic, I guess everybody, but mediums have what are called chakras. And don't ask me where they're at, because I'm not sure. I know one's in your forehead, one's in your throat, and that the one in your throat is the one that the spirits, if they drain your energy, that's where they'll drain the energy from, is from your throat chakra, because it's the easiest, I guess, part for them to access. So in your mind's eye, it's basically in between your eyeballs on your actual forehead. And it allows you to see things psychically. And when I say psychic and medium, it's essentially the same thing. Um, I cannot tell you the lottery picks for this week, so don't ask, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. I would be in Great Britain having my own show over there. So I cannot tell you if the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think so. If the Tigers will win the World Series, maybe. But other than that, I can't tell you anything about that. I'm more spiritual wise, the spirits, how they passed, communicate with us, blah blah blah. So your mind's eye allows you to see things psychically, I guess you would say. And the thing is that when I saw the apparition in the prison, I don't know if I saw him with my own physical eyes or in my mind's eye. So I saw him in my mind, not with my eyes. So
Gotcha.
I hope that clarifies that or clears up things like that.
Yeah. Next question. Um, let's see. What advice would you give people who want to get into paranormal investigating?
Stick with it. Things aren't going to happen immediately. Um, we have seen groups come and go, dude, and we've had people from our group leave our group, and he knows who he is, and because he didn't like, well, I'm I'm generally characterizing this. They didn't like how we ran our group, so they thought it was going to be better if they formed their own groups. But then, if things don't happen quickly, people lose interest. Okay, I've been doing investigations now for 2 weeks. We've been to 3 graveyards, and not one thing has happened to us. We're done. No, you have to have patience. And I had mentioned this in a previous podcast, that when we went down to the prison, this is when the Ghost Hunter show was in their prime, and they started like a spin-off show called Ghost Hunters Academy, where, from my understanding, average per people could send in their applications to be, air quotes, trained as paranormal investigators. And of course, the show, showed Grant and Jason training these people to how to be investigators. the equipment and everything. And they went down to the prison in Mansfield, Ohio, for an investigation. Well, when we're there, um, they assemble you on the front porch and they give you a list of do's and don'ts. You can't use Ouija boards, which was a big freaking turnoff. Not just kidding. You can't do Ouija boards. People are taking this investigation seriously. Don't scare people. You can't take directly behind the prison is a working prison, Richland Correctional. Don't take pictures behind, which people freaking did. I hate it when when like people they tell you you can't, don't do this, so they freaking do it. When we first started going to Mansfield, we could go up through the library on the third floor. There was a spiral staircase that took you up to the roof. Okay. And then they had like a walkway on the roof, on the edge of the roof. Well, back in the 20s, a guard was killed in that area. So of course, if a guard is killed in the area, you're going to want to go to that area. So we did. The first 2 or 3 times that we were there, we could go up there. But then, like our fourth time there, we couldn't because some idiots, even though they told you don't take pictures of the working prison, they still freaking did. So because two people or three or four people were idiots, couldn't follow instructions, that affected everyone else that went there from that point on. So again, so where I was going back to the prison, I got sidetracked a little bit. Um, and one of the things that they had said was that the Ghost Hunters Academy was just here. I think he said like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. That they were here for a week and they got okay, a week of filming. They got 12 minutes of evidence on video. So after that spiel that I just did and that rant that I did, um, patience, have patience. Things are not going to happen immediately. When we first started, all we could do was graveyards, and that was it. Um, it being an investigator is kind of like having credit. You need credit to get credit cards, but you can't get a credit card if you don't have credit. It's
Right.
the same thing. What I found during our early investigations years was people wouldn't look for us to do houses because we did have a website then, but all we had was graveyards. So kind of the same thing as we needed to have a house, and we got our first break was during the a haunting episode, and that was our first first break, if you will, that was on TV. And from that point on, oh my God, we were getting emails like we were doing, as you are aware, Jess, we had like investigations like every weekend.
Yeah, every weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, so patience. If you are starting out, new at this, have patience. You do not need a lot of equipment at all. But just I guess patience. If you don't take anything else away from this, patience. Have patience. It will come.
All right. This one comes from chat. After 29 years, do you feel closer to proving the existence of paranormal phenomena, or do you see more unanswered questions? That's a good one.
Well, well, I'm a firm believer that there's a lot of things still left unanswered that we do not know the answers to. And one day we will all find out, you know, answers to any questions that we have once we pass. Everyone is going to find out. That's going to be, firsthand knowledge of what's happening. Um, I think, I mean, we have had our fair share of evidence. Uh, the Holly Hotel. If you go to our Facebook channel for this podcast, I have posted a picture of the Holly apparition that was caught on video. Um, so I think that there is still a lot more to answer the question. That there's a lot more unanswered questions that we just don't know what the answer is yet. Hopefully we'll find out soon. But yeah,
All right. Can spirits attack you like in the movies?
yes and no. not to the extent that's on the movies. Again, just my opinions. Um, we were in Trinway Place, which is in Ohio, and it was a former, well, it's a mansion, but it was a former Underground Railroad stop. And we were there because I hate to admit it, Ghost Adventures went there. And so we went there too. It's only like a 3.5 hour drive from here. And where was I? Oh, okay. I was like, where was I going there for a second? Old age, man, it sucks. um, Serious. I'm sitting here talking about this. I'm like, where the hell was I going with this? Um, yeah, and when we investigate, I was in the Air Marine Corps, so I wear my camis because they have a shitload of pockets. I can carry small stuff in them. I wear combat boots, and the combat boots go up to, I'm looking at my foot right now, probably about 5 or 6 inches above my ankle. And d- d- during the investigation, I didn't feel nothing or anything. It wasn't until we actually came home and my ankle was itching. I'm like, God, why is my ankle itching for? So I pulled down the sock. I had taken off my combat boots, pulled down my sock, and I say about I think I might have posted it on our Facebook page for the podcast. On my ankle, excuse the white ankle. I don't tan very often. It looked like something had bit me, but it had bit me through my combat boots. But I didn't feel nothing when I was there. And if I don't have the picture posted, I'll check. I'll make sure that I I put it on there today. It's not a mosquito bite. It's not a spider bite. It looks like an actual like a s- a mouth, like something bit me on my ankle. Um, but you have to realize that the movies are in it to make money. Okay, hence the Annabelle, where the real Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll, and then the Conjuring Annabelle doll is a. I'm actually looking at her right now. What you looking at? She just turned her head and looked at me. Look, look away. Look away. She's like evil looking. She has the puffy cheeks and the lipstick. She just looks mean, and that's why she's in the movie and the Annabelle doll's not. I'm sorry, the Raggedy Ann doll is not. They're in it to make movies. They're in it for the scares. Now, we have had investigations. Actually, we had an investigation in Bath. This was, I think, pre-COVID, where one of our members' friends was there, and he did get scratched in the graveyard on his back. Now, they want you to believe, and I don't know how I feel about this, if this is, movies only or not, whatever. But if they scratch you in threes, or if you hear three knocks or three bangs, that's the insult to the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm not so sure about that. I think that was, pardon the pun, conjured up for movies and TV shows. Um, but yeah, spirits can, but how they touch you, Jess, is more touching. If you ever go, like when we do investigation in Bath, we have gotten our shirt sleeves pulled, like as to say, hey, excuse me. We have had like our pants pulled, pulled down again. Excuse me. Um, you know, it can happen. It's just not to the extent that you see on TV, where they kill you or they put an axe through your head or anything like that. They can touch you, but it's usually just scratches. You'll feel a touch, a push maybe, but in my opinion, that's as far as it actually goes.
Okay. Um, let's see. If I tell a spirit to leave me alone or go away, will it listen to me?
Generally, but you and I did hear this the other day on one of these paranormal shows that we watch. So I know that it's true. Um, that the spirits will keep their personalities that they had when they were alive. So if they were assholes when they were alive, they're assholes when they have passed. If they hated, kids when they were alive, they hate kids when they passed. Last example, if they were pranksters in life, they're pranksters in death. So basically, and I'm sorry, Jess, what was the question? Oh my God, I'm having like a senior moment here.
It was, if I tell a spirit to leave
Oh
me
yes,
alone or go away, will it listen to me?
yes. Generally, they do, unless you get, someone that was an asshole, you know, and he didn't listen to any person, whatever. But yeah, generally, if you ask them to leave you alone, if you're if you live in a haunted house and you are okay with them being there, but you don't want to see them, theoretically, if you say, "Hey, okay, whoever you are, I don't mind that you stay here, but just please, I don't want to see you." They generally have to listen to that. Not always, but I would say probably 95%. They will abide by your wishes.
Okay. Have you ever encountered an evil entity?
Um, I okay. I would well, okay. We were to answer the question, maybe. We were in the investigation at the old funeral home in Grass Lake,
Yes.
and when one of our members said on her Ovilus that that my name came up 3 times, and my name was Brad and not the old man. Just so we are clear on that. And it said Brad 3 times. So I'm like, okay, uh, I will be down there very shortly. And to put the house layout in is when you came down the stairs from upstairs, you were in the living room, which also was the viewing room for the funerals. Cool as hell, by the way. Then you go around the corner, you're in the entry to the from the outside, a dining room, and then if you turn to the right, you're in the actual dining room. Turn to your right, and there's stairs that take you downstairs. Well, she had a license to grow marijuana. Okay, so and that's important, and I'll tell you why. So when you walked down like 3 or 4 stairs, there was a landing. You turned to the right, went down like 3 more stairs, and you're on the actual basement floor. If you went a little bit ahead and then turned to the left, there was a long hallway that emptied into the main area of her actual basement. Well, on the left-hand side, she had pot plants. Now, I'm not saying that there was a connection between her seeing stuff in the house and her smoking, marijuana. I'm not saying that. What she does in her own time is up to her. So when I walked down the hallway into the main part of the actual basement floor, I guess, I did have the sensation that 3 spirits like ganged up on me. They came really close to me. And that's when in my mind's eye afterwards I saw the creature coming from the portal over in the corner of the actual basement. And I know what people are saying now. Oh, you sampled some of her marijuana? No, 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 no. There was a portal in my mind's eye. I saw a portal. But anyways, so I felt like they were attacking me. Um, that they weren't obviously, but that's how I felt. I felt like they were, coming up upon me. So I left, came back down about half hour later. I'm like, I have to get some, fresh air. And the same thing
Because I
happened.
think I think you've described it before of like it felt like you were being bullied.
Yeah, it felt like when you have, people, 3 people like right up in your face and they're like doing circles around you. That's how it felt. You know, again, I don't scare easy. Obviously, doing what we do, you can't really scare easy, even though that seems to be a thing now, is to be scared and scream like a bitch. But anyways, I don't do that. Um, So yeah, so that was, I think, the closest that I ever encountered a evil spirit or
Okay.
spirits.
Another question from chat. What is the most unusual case you've studied?
Probably the funeral home. No, no, well, yeah, yeah, probably the funeral home in Grass Lake. Just because of what was happening there and what I was picking up psychically or medium-ish wise. Probably that one. Trying to think of other ones that we have done. They all blend in. Yeah, probably that. Just because it was abandoned for years. We think that like either black magic or witchcraft was performed there, and what happened. Yeah, probably the most unusual case was the Grass Lake one, the funeral home.
Okay. If I see a shadow bastard, can I take care of it myself, or is it safer to pick up the phone and call the professionals?
Well, it all depends on how you take care of it. Um, Case in point, when we did our TV show, A Haunting, episode or season 3, episode 3, called The Attic. Um, I got a little promotion in there. Um, Before they contacted us, they actually tried to clean the house themselves with prayer and incense. Um, it didn't work very well for them, and it don't. If there, I guess the jury is out on what exactly is a black shadow bastard. Um, People think it's something. It's like a spirit that hasn't, it doesn't have the energy to form all the way out, and you just see a black shadow of it. Um, we are ourselves, we have not encountered. Well, we did one investigation down in Detroit area where the dude was seeing shadow figures in his room. Um, but yeah, I think, see, the whole thing, just is this is, if you, okay, if you're a spirit and you don't believe, okay, and you have passed, obviously. Well, if you did not believe in God when you were alive, you sure as hell don't believe in God now. Especially if ask for prayers for for God to heal you, to help you, whatever, help your friend, whatever, and it doesn't work. You're not, God or whoever worship is not going to be on your top list of people that you want to be involved with, whatever. So I think with Black Shadow Bastards, if you a lot of times, Jess, honestly, and people are going to say, "What?" If you just tell them to go into the light, generally they will. Like, you do not belong here. You have passed. Can you please, leave my house? This is not your house. No, 90% of the time they'll leave. But sometimes, you need holy water, you need incense, you need prayer. But I would say try it yourself. I mean, you can't really do too much harm other than the activity might increase a little bit. But personally, try it. Yeah, just ask them to leave, or worse yet, say, I don't mind if you stay here. Just I don't want to see you.
Alrighty. This one's a little bit of like a certain scenario that I've read about online.
Yeah, okay.
My friends and I used an Ouija board at my house over the weekend. After we said goodbye, we read that we're supposed to burn the board, so we did. But now weird things are happening in my house. What's going on?
Okay. Here is a catch 22 with Ouija boards. Okay. Um, Ouija boards, as we have found out earlier in this show, the app is available on most electronic devices. Not a good thing. Okay. People think that Ouija boards are for fun. You're teenagers, and it's a slow Friday night in some small town, so you have a few alcohol beers illegally that your uncle, purchased for you. Let's have a Ouija board session. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. The problem is unless you are a psychic slash medium, which they're the same thing to me, and you only, excuse me, only a medium or psychic can control who comes across. So, with that being said, if you're not a psychic or medium, you have no control who comes across. And the problem is a lot of times, 90% of the time, the people that come across through the Ouija board are non-human spirits, which means they have not walked the earth before. There are two types of spirits: human spirits and non-human spirits. Human spirits are people that have walked the earth and have passed. For example, my grandpa Steve, my uncle Bill, my aunt Sharon. They were alive at one point. They have passed now, so they are considered human spirits. Non-human spirits are ones that have obviously have not walked the earth, and they're usually conjured up. And yeah, you could technically say they are, demons or demonic. They're not the devil. Okay, he doesn't do this kind of stuff. Um, so yes, so they are non-human spirits generally, and they will trick you into what you want to hear. So if I'm trying to reach, let's say for example, just throw this out of the air, Grandpa Steve. Okay, Grandpa Steve, if you're here, make yourself known. The planchette moves high. Oh shit. Grandpa, is this you? The planchette moves to yes. Oh shit, he is here. Not necessarily. It could be this non-human spirit. Oh yeah, Andrew wants to call in. Yeah, sure, dude. Come on in, dude. Come on in. I think I did I. Yeah, I sent the invite. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, so he can act as my grandpa Steve, but he's not grandpa Steve. Okay, but the problem is this is yes, you can say goodbye, but that does not necessarily close the door that you opened up with the Ouija board. Okay, so if you say goodbye and the spirit that you are communicating with, he's still here. He hasn't left yet. You can say goodbye all you want. All that does is close the Ouija board session. That does not close the actual door that you opened up, being an idiot on a Saturday night. So if you say goodbye and burn that Ouija board, you're screwed because the dude that came in was pretending to be my grandpa Steve. He's now stuck here. His portal has been closed when you burned the board. So you are in to paraphrase one of my favorite war movies, you are in a world of shit. And we have done investigations with Ouija boards or people that I'm sorry, we have not used Ouija boards, let me clarify that. People that have used Ouija boards and have called us after the fact. And yes, yeah. So you have to make sure that, and you can't if you are not a medium, you cannot tell when that entity, I guess you would call him, has left back to where he came from. So yeah, so even if you do say goodbye, you have not closed the portal. You just closed that session that brought whatever it is over to our world. And by you putting the Ouija board in a barrel and burning it, the Ouija board is gone. The session is gone, but the portal is still permanently open. So he can actually, it's closed, but he is on our side of existence, not on the spiritual side of existence. So he is basically stuck here forever.
Not good.
And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, we're on to the last question. Oh,
Oh,
actually,
no, really?
question from chat.
Yes.
How has technology helped your work?
It's made it, well, more cost effective. Back in the day, before digital cameras was even made, all you had was Kodak cameras with Kodak film, and you could go to a cemetery investigation, and you could take, what you say. I say you say you get four packs of film. Let's say you get 36 pictures per film per roll. That's a lot of rolls of film. So when you take pictures and you have to have them processed, so not only did you buy camera or buy the film, now you got to pay for processing, and then you pay for processing to find out you have 100 pictures of just tombstones and bugs. It gets to be expensive. So technology gives you, in our case, it gives you a digital camera, which is a ours. We have a regular digital and two full spectrums cameras. So that's technology. The full spectrums allow you to see into the um, what's it called? The spectrum of light that we cannot see with our own eyes. That's why the pictures that you'll see posted are usually like purple-ish. That was taken with a full spectrum camera. We have a thermal imaging camera that allows you to see cold spots or hot spots. We have that we use. We have four static cameras hooked up to a DVR to a TV screen. We have a Bear LB, which, depending on if you're a kid, he's Little Bear. If you're an adult, Little Bastard, because he wouldn't quit talking. And he still hasn't stopped talking yet. So there's all and EMF meters. They now have a string of lights of EMF lights that you can put down, and if any spirit crosses that, you can see immediately where he or she is at. So technology has helped us, I guess, to see evidence easier and to see it with more positive possibilities that these are paranormal and not false paranormal.
All right, last question. In the
Yes.
29 years of investigations you've done, have there ever been one that you thought, man, I'm in over my head?
Well, I don't want to, say this again, but the funeral home
Funeral home?
in, in the Grass Lake, yeah. I actually had to call our friend in Florida, and not so much. I don't think it's so much just as over our heads. It was more. I want to know what the hell was going on. you know,
Yeah.
it's like because I mean we had done up to that point a lot of investigations. Okay, and it's like okay, thought you have a hand on it. Okay, but then you have something like the funeral home, and it's like, oh shit, you know, what is going on? And like I said, it wasn't like so much we were over our heads. It was more like, what is going on here? Because I could not put a finger on what was happening here. So I actually called our friend, and I almost said her name. I almost said her name. Not not like Prozac. Um, so I actually called her up. I went upstairs and I'm like, dude, I go, this is what we're at this funeral home. There's some weird stuff going on. Do you have an idea? Can you tap into what you think is going on? Then that's when she said that she thought that because the funeral home had been abandoned for a while, that people were downstairs in the actual basement doing rituals, black magic, and they were conjuring up a lot of stuff that wasn't there before. So yeah, Grass Lake was the one, not so much over our heads, but what the hell is happening here? Because we could not put a finger on it for sure.
All right, then that's it.
Already, dude.
All right,
It-
10
It's
questions.
it's only been an hour and a half.
Only.
Time goes by fast though. Well, okay, to Okay, Andrew, he said, and I've always wanted to say this in chat. Andrew says, when we pass over, we don't know. Well, it all depends, Andrew, really, on your religious belief. Um, my wife, Jesse's mom, grew up as a Catholic, and they were told or brought up, I guess, is that you either have heaven or hell. That's it. There's no there's no, staying here on earth and, purgatory. There's no staying here on earth. You see either you're in heaven or you're in hell.
Hey,
And
Ghost, can I speak, please?
yeah, Andrew,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
dude, what's
It's
up?
yeah, I'm an ex-Buddhist monk, right? So I'm
Okay,
an ex-monk, right? It doesn't matter whether I'm a monk or not. I'm not a monk now, but you know, it was like 2 Christmases ago. Yeah, I just got up from my table, eating the food on Christmas Day, and
okay,
it was like my eyes just closed, and my eyes just closed, and I was dead. I was dead. And then I've got a CCTV in my shop, so I dropped down dead, and I was in another place. I was in this dark place, right?
okay,
And then I'm trying to find myself. I'm trying to find myself, yeah, because I'm in another place. So I tried to walk my legs. I've got no legs. I tried to move my arms. I've got no arms. And but then I've got 3D vision, so I can see all around me. I can see the back of me. I can see this. I can see this. See this. And then in the distance, I see these people coming walking towards me. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know how long it was, but I was dead for 10 minutes,
Oh,
and
wow.
because someone was pumping my heart. So it was. I see these people walking to me. Yeah, and then what happened was these people were walking to me, and then they stopped walking to me because. And then I look in the distance. Yeah, it was this little white speck. I see this little white speck in the distance, right? And
Okay.
then when it come nearer, it was going. I ain't joking. Do 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 do, and it's getting bigger and bigger. That's the noise it was making. Do do.
Mm.
And then I was thrown back in my body, and I couldn't walk for 3 or 4 days because all my muscles seized up because I was dead
Oh,
for
wow.
10 minutes.
Okay.
And that's the truth. That's the truth, brother. That's the
Now,
God's honest truth.
those people that you saw, were they people that
Yeah.
you knew, or were they, strangers?
No, they were in the distance and they're walking towards me. Yeah.
Okay.
And then because obviously someone on this planet was pumping my heart, and then this big white speck come in the distance, and I see this big white speck, and it was just going do 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 do, and it's like a big white tunnel, and it just throw me back into my body. I wasn't put in
Wow.
nicely. I was just thrown back into my body, and that's why I couldn't walk for so many days because all my muscles seized up. The blood stopped circulating. If you know what I mean.
Wow. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
okay,
So
so
that
no, I was just gonna ask the 3 people that you saw, there, were they people that you, knew?
no, 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 because
Oh,
they were too far in the distance. They
okay,
was walking towards me, but they was too far in the distance. They were
okay,
walking towards me, and so I didn't see. I couldn't see their faces because I can see
okay,
them in the distance.
right.
I
Yeah,
was
because
in like a black void. I was like completely in a black void, and then I see these people walking towards me.
yeah, 'cause I have heard stories where, people have, near death experiences, and they say, "I saw my mom and dad were there," and they go, "It's not your time, you need to go back," thing. So that's why I was wondering if you knew who they were or, strangers.
No, no, they were walking towards me, but It was they were in a distance, and then
Okay.
then this white tunnel come and just throw me back into my body.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's almost like just like whatever that, that white thing was, knew it wasn't, Andrew's time yet to pass. So
And
it's
sent
like,
him back.
get out of here. Boom.
Yeah,
That's
thank you
Yeah,
for
cool.
it was
telling us
fun.
that, Andrew.
You're welcome. But when I got thrown in my body, yeah, it wasn't very gently or nicely. It was just bang thrown in my body, and then all my muscles, yeah, because where the blood not move around, all my muscles seized up. It took me 3 or 4 days to start to move properly because I just couldn't move properly. They put me on a heart monitor in the hospital and everything like that. They said his heart's okay, and they said I just think his heart just stopped. And so, anyway, so, I don't know, but I'm still alive anyway. So that's all that matters.
Wh-
We all
Which
die.
is
We're all born to die.
which is
So
a good thing that you're still alive.
no, well, it don't really bother me to tell you the truth. Yeah, if I die, I'm gonna miss me wife or whatever like that. But
Oh yeah.
I do it doesn't really bother me because I know there's family on the other side. Do you
Oh
understand what
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yep,
It
exactly.
really
I
Exactly.
does.
I usually use Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. There's a quote. I'm not really afraid of dying. Any time will do. I don't mind. Why should I be afraid of dying? There's no reason for it. You got to go sometime. I think mostly for me, is I'm in the same boat as Andrew. I would just miss Dustin. I would miss him, but I know that I have family on the other side too. So
Yeah,
it's yeah,
Jess. Right. When I was on the other side, right, the thing was, yeah, I didn't remember nothing from this world here. When I
really
was on the other side, on my life, Jess, right, this is how it is. And then we got when we go on the other side, we got 3D vision. We're like in a bubble, right? So we're in this bubble, yeah, and I could leave my bubble, yeah, and look upon myself, but we got 3D vision. It was just crazy. I really cannot explain it. And we like our soul is like a golden color in this bubble when we leave our bodies, and just sitting there and we're just trying to work out how to move. It's really crazy, Jess. But I don't want anybody to worry because we just do not die. We carry
Oh
on.
no. Yep. Yeah, there is things other, once you pass, there's other things there. And that's what I'm saying is that everyone at one point or another will find out what's on the other side.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, but we have to find it for ourselves when we pass over.
Yes.
Sorry, I got a hiccup.
I
Oh no,
completely
I
Uh,
agree.
now
we
now
yeah.
this is a unimportant question, but I'm interested, Andrew. Are you were you from the UK originally?
Yes. I'm English, and my story's on the NDERF website too. It's
Okay.
so it's I done it on the afterlife because I wanted to report what I see on the other side. So I done it on
Nice.
there too. So people over years can see what I've written, what happened to me.
Yeah, the only reason why I asked that about the UK, Andrew, is that we have been to London twice. Loved the
Hmm.
freaking city. We went and seen Stonehenge too. My family, we're from Eastern Europe, and I love the UK, and I thought
Yeah, but
I could
you
sense
know,
a
you know, you, you know, Ghost, right? It's
yeah.
I'm not yeah, I go back for wedding and funerals or whatever like that. But I haven't lived in England for over 20 years. I just live
Oh
in
yeah.
Thailand with my wife. I've been married over 20 years to my wife in Thailand. We just grew all together.
Oh yeah. Yep. Nice. Yeah.
It's
One day I
look,
hope to.
Ghost, Ava's just posted something on there. How can we say there's another life after death when there's no evidence for it? Ava, so Ava, I'm telling you now, there's evidence from me. When we pass over, yeah, it's we carry on. So I'm telling you now this, Ava, because I've been dead.
Yeah,
You
I
see,
think
of course, what Ava called.
yeah, I think Ava, the whole thing is there's been numerous accounts of people having what is called near death experiences where they talked about, after they have passed, like what Andrew said, after they are clinically dead, no, brain function, no heartbeat or anything. And then when they bring them back, they tell stories about how they saw, like if they're on the operating table, they were floating above the operating table and they could hear everything that was being said and done to them. And then people have also reported, seeing a white, a long white tunnel of family members that have come to greet them when they cross over, and they'll say, "It's not your time. You have to go back." So, I mean, as far as hard evidence, there's none. But the stories that people have told, I think that's enough evidence as far as. But then to be fair, you do get people that say, "I was clinically dead for 10 minutes, and I didn't see anything." So, but I think there's more, like what Andrew said, there's more people that have seen things that you cannot you cannot not say that there isn't anything there after you actually pass away.
But it can be just personal experience, right? Not Ava. It's not a personal experience, Ava, right? What it is, yeah, when you pass over, yeah, like I did, yeah, it's not a personal experience. Everybody has to be born and died, yeah, and everybody go through the same thing, Ava. It's you go through the same thing as me. It's I just don't know how to explain it. I just really don't know how to explain it because I was dead for so many minutes, and so Ava, I just do not know how to explain to you. We do not die. Sorry, ghost.
So just out of curiosity, Andrew, how did you find our podcast?
I was just scrolling through, and so I'm just scrolling through because
Nice.
I'm in Thailand, and every day I never speak English. I just speak Thai and Cambodian all the time,
Okay.
and really nice. Fun pod. Uh, I downloaded Podbean and just really nice. You can see my photo. It's I rescue dogs and everything like that, and they're the naughtiest dogs in the world. And I paid so much money because they keep killing other people's chickens. So, but I rescue dogs, and
Oh, nice.
so it's yeah. I got my little girl dog next to me. Well, she's not little; she's big, but so yeah, just I managed to bump into you. So it's
Oh,
and
good.
that's the best thing in life. We
Yeah.
just bump into each other. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Well, I am glad that you came upon this, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. You're both welcome. It's been really nice chatting to you.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning I'm going on. I've got a friend on Podbean because I don't go on many Podbean shows because some people are so rude and.
Yes. Yes.
So it's tomorrow morning. I'm meant to do 20 minutes or 30 minutes tomorrow on my friend's Podbean show about when I died. But I
Oh,
told
nice.
you before.
Yeah.
It's and I'm going to be on. He's American, and so I'm going to be on. I'll be on a Podbean tomorrow, 20 minutes. I'm not going to do no more than 20 minutes because it won't take long because when I died, I can't really explain a lot. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But do you know when that I was looking in the distance, right? I was looking in the distance and I see this little white dot, right? And this is God's honest truth. It was like this little white dot was getting bigger and bigger. Then I start hearing sound, yeah, and it was doo, 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 doo. and it was getting louder and louder and louder, and then it just gobbled me up and take me back to my body.
So I'm curious to what that was.
Me too, me too. How can I have a white tunnel? I dropped down dead, yeah, and I didn't go through a white tunnel. I just dropped down dead, and I was
Hmm,
somewhere else. But when I come back to my body, I've got a white tunnel come and pick me up. So
really?
I don't understand that. I really don't understand that.
Yeah.
You understand?
Oh, yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you understand that? Because I don't
Yep.
understand.
Yeah, no, I don't understand. I mean, there's a lot of things that we don't understand, but yeah, I don't understand how or what that was. What
Yeah,
that
but they say it's a brilliant white tunnel, yeah? It wasn't a
yeah,
brilliant white tunnel. It was a white tunnel, but it wasn't brilliant white. It wasn't brilliant white, it was just a tunnel, a white colour tunnel. Just come and take me back to my body and just throw me back in there. And when I was in the tunnel, I'd not even know nothing. Yeah, I just wake up in the back of the pickup, people racing me to hospital,
oh, yeah.
and so it's I, don't- I don't know. I really do not know. Yeah,
Yeah, but there's a lot of things that we just do not know, anything about, a reason why it happened, why it don't happen, why it only happens to certain people. There's just a lot of unknowns that we don't know, honestly.
yeah, but it was apparently it was my heart just go out of the rhythm with my body, and my heart just stopped, and I just dropped down dead.
Hmm,
And my wife's got on the CCTV, and when on the CCTV, and I look back on the CCTV where I can move about, I see my guard dogs running around crazy again, running around in circles, and because they think their owners died, but I
mhm.
didn't die. I'm still here. I'm still here.
Now, when that happened, did she see anything? Did she, feel anything? Like, maybe there were spirits in there with you, in the,
God,
in the house, or
course, she ran out in the road screaming, crying. My husband's just dropped down dead because I stopped
okay.
breathing. And he run down, and then by fluke, ghost, right?
Hmm.
That morning, so this is evening now, when I dropped down dead, a doctor come to see his family in village. He run up, can hear my wife screaming. He pumped my heart and everything like that, and he brought me back to life again.
Wow.
And that's by pure luck. Otherwise, if that doctor wasn't in village, I'd be dead.
Or, okay, I'm just going to throw this out here. Was it not
Yeah.
luck? Okay, was it not luck that he was there? But was there like, divine intervention that he was there? Because I'm a firm believer, Andrew, that things don't or things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
So was it, could it be not luck, but he was, supposed to be there at that time?
I think so. I think so because I never really speak to the man. He lives like 5 doors down the road, yeah, in
Oh,
that
really?
village, yeah, across the road, yeah. He lives 5 doors down the road, and you just hear my wife screaming. But I, I never see. I only ever see him 1 2 days every year, and
Really?
he's a doctor in hospital, and
Okay.
but he come back to see his family from Bangkok, and where he's a doctor, and then uh, that was it. He was pumping my heart, and he brought me back to life again. And then I got ambulance coming, but they're taking me on the back of a pickup truck. If I go in the ambulance, I've got to pay big money. It's going to cost me
Oh,
some money. So no, they're taking me in the pickup. They put me on the heart monitor, everything like that. Oh, my heart's. I just. They said maybe your heart just stopped. So I really don't
yeah.
know, my friend. I really don't know.
Hmm.
But when on the other side, yeah, when we're on the other side, we're in like this bubble thing, yeah. We're in like this bubble thing, and and then when no, maybe I shouldn't speak. Maybe I shouldn't speak. No, okay, I'll speak. So we're in this bubble thing, yeah. So you know when we try to walk forward, yeah, we try to
Mhm.
walk, yeah, we can't walk. We cannot walk at all. It's because we got no legs. So
Okay.
then you're gonna try and move your arms, and then you realise you've got no arms, and then you realise in your brain, then you're thinking, where the can I swear, please?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, where the fuck am I? Where the fuck am I? And,
yeah.
and this is what I'm thinking, like in the other side of the world. It's where the fuck am I? And then so what happened is I'm trying to move forward, yeah, and I can move forward a little bit. It's by thought. You've got to move forward by thought. So I can move a little bit by thought. Then it cuts out. And then that's when I see these people in the distance coming walking towards me. But I just think, bloody hell, it's bloody weird. It's going to happen to us all. It's going to
Oh
happen
yeah.
to us all, and
Now,
you
now,
don't want to die.
now, question is okay. You said that you couldn't couldn't walk, right?
No, you
Is that
can't. You can't walk forward, backwards, nothing. You got no legs.
now? I'm just thinking here. Is that okay? If you can't walk, is that possibly preventing you from going too far forward and you can't go back to your actual body?
I thought that too, yeah, but it's I not think so, of course, right? Because when I felt like I was there for years where I was. I didn't think it was like 1 minute at all. It felt like years. So when I was there, but then when I see this, and I'm looking, this little white speck in the distance, this little dot, it's so small, and it get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it just gobbled me up and just throw me back in my body. So I don't know. And then I see when this white thing was coming, yeah,
Right.
towards me, the people that was walking towards me, yeah, they stopped walking towards me because they see this thing coming towards me too. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was it was really weird. And then when I was on the other side, yeah, I'm sitting there, right? I'm not lying, right? It's we got 3D vision. I could even look down on myself. I could look at my soul in this bubble and everything like that. Our soul looks like. I'm not being funny. Our soul looks like we're like a frog in a bubble. It was
Hmm.
it was just really weird, and I was there, but I enjoyed it. And then my friend, I've got an English woman friend. She come to my village like 8 days later, and she says, "Hello, Andy, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine, thank you. But I've been on a brilliant holiday. I've been in the afterlife." And she looked at me, mouth opened, and then it's and my wife was explaining to her that I dropped down dead. But anyway, so that's enough about me, I think, because but it was really experience. And
Oh yeah.
people sometimes people ask, do you come back with any supernatural psychic things, this and that? And no. The only thing I remember, yeah, after 5 days dropping down dead, my wife take me to a Kentucky Fried Chicken because I like Kentucky Fried Chicken, right?
Okay.
And then I sit there in front of my wife in a Kentucky Fried Chicken in the superstore, and then I said to my wife, "Oh, I feel so good to be alive again."
Huh.
That aura is so. sort of lovely to be alive again. I've got like another chance, and that's the truth. And that's the truth, my
Oh, yeah.
friend. You
All
can
right,
ask
Andrew.
me any question. You can ask me any question. It don't matter.
Well, actually, I think we're about ready to end the show. We've been on for almost 2 hours. So,
Oh man. Okay. Oh, I'll make sure I follow you. Yeah.
yeah, please do. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're me and my daughter. We're here every Sunday at 12 o'clock noon here in the States, and we talk anything and everything paranormal. So,
Yeah. Hey, brother. I'm 1 a.m. in Thailand here, so and I've got to go on this show to speak about when I died in about 5 hours. So I'm probably I got offered I got offered money from the American network, and I refused the money. I'm just going to do it for free. I'm going
okay,
on my friend's pod beam.
good, good.
Well, thank you again, Andrew, for joining us.
Thank you too. Very nice speaking to some nice people.
Well, thank you.
Of course. All right, Dad, wrap it up then.
Yes, yeah, we're pushing on 2 hours, and I think your mom's got stuff she wants me to do. The honey to do
Okay.
list.
Yeah,
All
for
right, guys.
sure.
Again, thank you all. Thank you, Andrew, for calling in. Thank you for
Yes, thank
everyone
you.
here. And then one I do want to close out. Ava had asked a question, and I don't think that it is Ava. I think because there are so many reports of near death experiences, and by near death I mean that they have passed away. The person is clinically dead, and I have heard, just to quickly wrap up this, that some, the so-called, experts are, saying, oh, well, this is the brain still, the brain waves are still going, neurons are still, are still firing off in the brains, and that's what they're seeing. I don't think so. I think there's, and especially with Andrew calling in, I think there's le- legitimate near-death experiences, and I personally have heard a lot of, not personally from friends, but I have read a lot of stories where people experience, but they don't experience the same things. That's what's odd to me, is that if if they if they if this was something, not real, they would have the same stories. But you are hearing different stories about what happened, to them in the near death experiences. So I do believe there is something there, honestly. So again, thank you all. Thank you, Andrew, for calling in. It has been a fun week, or I'm sorry, a fun day. I do have an investigation this upcoming Saturday at a library that used to be a house, and hopefully I might have some stories to tell you guys on that on Sunday. I'm not for sure. But that's basically the only thing that's coming up. We have a couple of investigations in October. I'm sorry, presentations in October, but that's still a long ways away yet. Thank you, Andrew. You stay safe also. And again, until we meet again, Jesse, do you have anything in closing?
Nope. I'll keep an eye on the Send It Society website, and hopefully we have some news next Sunday.
Okay. I got this. I'm hoping that this works, but probably not. It's a sound bite. So, uh, basically, stay away from the light, because we want you all to be here. And then I'm going to try this. And then as soon as this song is done, the podcast will be over. So if it don't work, it's not my fault. Well, it is. Okay. All right, guys. Until next week.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.